So hello boys and girls, welcome back to some wiki work. Blue skies on Mars. Let me check the edits. Versatile's been busy. Good to see. March of progress. He added picture, info, quote and reference. Very nice. It's an article of the Robert Space Industry website RSC released. This RSI though is redirect. This is a link to a redirect. We should fix it and a link to the proper site right away. Release the Poseidon. Oh, Poseidon is the engine. Okay, Poseidon. New generation of a wait, Poseidon is not a new generation of a spacecraft. Poseidon is an engine. We need to correct this a little bit. Capable of speed. It also introduced the augmented hydrogen scrubber, which facilitated fuel connections while in flight. Yes. Alright. We can categorize this time capsule. We can edit it to Robert's Space Streams RSI released the Poseidon, a new generation engine capable of okay. Link fix and info corrected. Otherwise, it's quite good. Hello, Andromaker. Bailey, who is Bailey? Was a physics student's an article about appeared in his textbook of a Mr. Caro. Okay, in this case Bailey, we can linkify Bailey. We can put him into the link. Alright. And emotes, we have an article on emotes. Edit emotes commands from version 1.3. Well, why not? Difference. Agree, angry, attention, bored. To clap. Well, 7 different, many different flex, dance. Different dances, rude, point, smell. This is good, good. So you see, Ferko, how nice it is to watch these streams. Here you have a convenient list of all possible commands for your ArcCorp playground. You can try them all out. Where else do you find such a nice list? Only on this wiki. However, it should have some categories. I think it is lacking categories. Categories. Yeah, how would you categorize this? This is game UI, right? Yep, says Vergo. I'm about to try them out in Area 18. You can make a YouTube video showing them all. Or each emote type in a separate YouTube video and put them all in a playlist. That way you'll get loads more views. And if they are good videos, they might be incorporated in this wiki. For each emote we could have a wiki page showing the emote featuring your YouTube channel. I mean, why not? This wiki has, I'm getting statistics about the daily views on this wiki. It's somewhere around 10,000 per day. 10,000 visitors per day has this wiki. Okay, so where did we left off? Scorched Earth is the next one. Ah, the first Vandal attack. No, that was the wrong line. I had that page so neatly loaded because it loads in parts. No, I guess that's enough. Who's this? David Opreska. Do you remember this guy? I don't. So we are in the late 27th century, scorched at 2681. It's one of the last articles I have read. In the west, in the Orion system, we can take a look at Orion. Search for Orion. This looks like some... Oh, military data classified. Oh, look at that classified effect. You don't get all the precise data because it's a military thing. But I just need this location. So Orion is a system owned by... Owned by whom? Orion 1, affiliated with Vandal. Ah, Orion 1, protoplanet thoroughly charred by the system's sun. Orion 2. Smog planet has an atmosphere composed of mainly sulfuric acid. Vandal owned, right? These Vandal can breathe sulfuric acid? I mean, breathe sulfuric acid gases. Armitage. This once has been UEE territory, right? Armitage. I remember Armitage appearing somewhere in the lore. The site of the first Vandal attack against humanity. Armitage has a growing population and pastures capable of agricultural development prior to the attacks. Or had had a growing population. Now the planet is a wasteland, abandoned human settlements and plains pockmarked by blast craters. Ooh, the Bandul destroyed it thoroughly. Armitage, our poor Armitage. And there is an Orion Belt Alpha planet accompanying the Orion Belt, a gas giant that has earned the nickname Abyss because it reflects very little light. Ooh, appearing like a giant planet of coal, but it's still a gas planet, not a coal. Okay, so so where is Orion? Not far from Sol, actually. We have the Null system. Sol. From Sol you go to Croshaw, Null, Caliban, and then you end up in Orion. Only tiny ships can do this sort of route. This is the tiniest of jump points. Bigger ships have to go longer way. Middle ships like a constellation. With a constellation you can't get to the Orion quickly. With the constellation you would take, you would have to take Sol, Croshaw, Ferron, Idris, Elysium, Centauri, Null, Vega, Oberon, and either Tiber or Caliban, and then Orion. And with the very big ships like the Endeavour or the Idris, your only route is... Wow, your only route! Whoa, look at that! Look at that route from Sol, Devian, Killian, Dayak, Magnus, Stanton, Terra, Hadrian, Castra, Nyx, Bremen, Vega, Oberon, Vigil, Tiber, Orion. Wow! Not far from Sol, but for the big ships quite a problem. So the explorers who find a large jump point... Wow. One large jump point to Oberon or Vega would be a great help. Ferko says Armitage is one of the first locations I'll try to ship aid to. Have you heard about the blading teenagers in their private craft taunting Van Doel and trying to get a target lock on their ship and then escaping? Oh no, I haven't heard. What's that? Is that a real in-fiction, or is that something fans invented? Blading teenagers, I haven't heard. Was that in a jump point, or was it... How did I miss this one? And Ferko says, I think they live in some underground tunnels there, partially. Underground tunnels in Orion? Blading. There should be a wiki article about blading. Quoting the proper sources, of course. A real in-fiction story. Oh, that's great. I like that. That's great stuff. Great stuff. If I'd be a teenager in Star Citizen World, I think I'd do that as well. A rich one owning a starship. I'd do that. Read on Lamer. So we now will read the lore which led to the Armitage's destruction. Stop blading. Arimis post. Stop blading. Ah, okay, okay. Yeah, we'll get there. We'll get there eventually. I'm currently in the high 12,000s, so it will take a while until I get to 14,031. But I'm not the only one wikifying content, so maybe people can read that in my 12 article binge. What is 12 article binge? What is a binge? Devoted to indulging. You number your lore binges. That's nice. I didn't know this word. I guess this is my second Star Citizen lore binge this period. I had one such in 2014. Well, I started the wikis much earlier than that. I started doing the ship specs before there was the ship specs page. And before I realized they are changing the ship specs so often that it's just wasted time trying to keep the ship specs up to date in the wiki. At least wasted time for me. So then I stopped doing wiki, and then I started again doing lore in 2014, just for a short period, and this is the my second lore binge. All right, so how did it happen that the Armitage got destroyed? In the West, in the Orion system, communications with a small settlement on the Third World are lost. It's weeks before anything thinks to check in with them. When they do, they found the township in ashes. The advocacy immediately dispatches an agent to investigate. Why did it take them weeks? Incident assessment. Ferkel says, I talked about how Arena Commander. It talked about how Arena Commander tournaments, I guess akin to present day esport, make kids think that Vandul are as easy in real life as they are in Arena Commander. Oh, that's horrifying, or that's scary, isn't it, Ferko? Maybe the Vandul AI will be much tougher in the real world than in the fancy Arena Commander. Maybe the Arena Commander is just military propaganda to make you join the military, fight some Vandul, yes, kick some Vandul ass, and then you are out there and it's you whose ass is kicked. Because it makes you really feel as if the PU Vandul are the real Vandul and not the sim ones. Yeah, exactly. Okay. But yes, it must be like esports. I mean, like sim racing, like I do. Racing is fun and it's easy. Yes, you can drive fast, and then when you sit in a real car and are to drive fast, oh god, you suck so much. At least I do. I knew it. I tried it in a driver safety training. We had there a little racetrack, and I sucked so badly. Oh no. Okay. So the advocacy immediately dispatches an agent to investigate. Location: Dell Township, Water Purification Settlement, Armitage Planet, Orion System. SAIC, what is that? SAIC. What is SAIC? Science Application International Corporation. That's not it. Question for Dave Haddock. I would like to ask how old Arbitral Bishop is at the time of the Senate speech. Well, can't you read it in the lore yet? Okay. Any question get answered? Not yet, no. I started asking them on Friday. So I guess from Friday till Monday they are not monitoring the thread. They are enjoying their weekend. I had two questions in reporting the map being incompatible with mouse gestures. Stupid feature number 846, using standard keys for random functions. Today's edition, gestures on mouse button. Seriously, I've never heard of anybody using gestures with a PC. It could be that it's a browser issue, because if I go back here, well, I have not set up Chrome to have mouse gestures, but there is a Chrome plugin that does interpret mouse gestures, and there's mouse gestures for back. And well, I don't use this sort of mouse gesture, but I use another mouse gesture for back. But whenever I drag with the right mouse button to the left, the browser interprets it as another command for going back. It's probably it's a stupidity of this browser, and I would probably have to disable the mouse gestures entirely. But they are useful. I'm so used to them. Okay, any other stuff I had posted? It was about the map being unusable in this one. Okay, nobody comments this on this desktop. Whatever. No questions answered. But I think they should introduce keyboard commands for navigating through this map. They already have that. You can go backspace, you can go back instead of clicking here. But you should be able to rotate and zoom, because I hate to zoom in such steps. So why do I have to zoom? Why can't I zoom continuously, for example, by pressing plus or minus, press and hold plus or minus to zoom as deep as you want. But you have to mouse wheel. It's stupid. Well, not stupid, but it's tiresome. It gets tiresome with time. I think it's an okay demand to have that star map using keyboard controls. I mean, even a web interface for web apps like Gmail, they use keyboard commands to navigate to the next and previous message, for compose, for reply. Keyboard commands are quite possible for web pages. Map up to 5760. Not many have these elite resolutions. Well, I guess it's equally bad at just a two screen resolution. If you have, what's the 2-screen thing? Somewhere around 2800 something. First world problems. Yes, indeed. Anyway, Dell Township water purification. So read on lamer. Initial visual from the sky indicate repeated strafing runs of airborne weaponry on multiple, presumably small craft. No obvious use of large bore weapons or bombs. Large scorch marks on eastern and southwestern outskirts of town indicate that this is where the attackers landed. Samples of scorched earth sent to labs for analysis. Angles of strafes are consistent with theory that the attacks came from multiple directions. Com tower was damaged but did not look specifically targeted. Odd. If it were raiders, wouldn't their first target be the comms? Maybe they didn't know that it was the comms. On the ground, sweeps turned up strange shell casings for hard ammo scattered throughout the town. Doesn't look human in manufacture. Will analyze. Forward onto advocacy agents with contacts in Banu Protectorate. Attackers were thorough, sweeping house to house. Ooh. Killing everything and everyone here. How cruel. Entire 638 population of... I don't remember reading this. Entire 638 population of settlement has been accounted for except one. John Phillips, 38, standard Earth years old, a farmer. Nothing to indicate why he was targeted, if in fact he was. Why he wasn't targeted, if in fact he wasn't. I mean, yeah. Why he was targeted if in fact he was. Analysts are delving into him. Will provide complete file when complete. Theft or robbery appears to be the chief motivation, but there is an inconsistency among the missing items. Sometimes objects of value are left while seemingly useless trivial objects have been taken. Agent Vasquez has discovered a small comlink camera that somehow was operational during the attack. Scrubbed through the footage and found that it was mostly useless. There is one frame that, when zoomed, cleaned up, appears to give a brief glimpse of the attacker. Attached. They were called the Vandul. Hello, Versatile. I did small corrections to your capsule article, but all in all, it was a good work. Thanks. Thanks for the contribution. You can see if you have this wiki activity, then go to see all activity, and there you can see march of progress, and you can somehow go to the history and compare the versions. I think this was yours, and this was my last, and then compare the selected versions. Okay, well, strange. So it's strange behavior, right? If it was a raid just for items of some value, why did they systematically killed and wiped out all the population but one old farmer, old 33 years old farmer. Why did they spare his life? Well, maybe they spared his life because they wanted the humanity to have one survivor reporting what happened there. And I guess they just took random items because they just don't know what sort of items are of value and what sort of items are not of value. They just want a sample of the everyday objects our culture has. They are going to study us. And why didn't they target the comm tower? Yeah, who knows? Maybe they didn't know it was comms. And who is Vasquez? Anyway, this is exciting. What we will need: Dell Township, planet Orion system. So I guess there is already a page about the Orion system. It's was one of the most and earliest ones. Orion system. Armitage. Armitage. Armitage is the third planet in the Orion system. It has been abandoned since the 27th century. This looks like an article made by me. Actually not by me, I don't know, maybe not made by me. But pretty much made by me. Somehow touched by me in February this year. I don't remember that. Falco says perhaps they let him live to tell the tale, yeah. There is the story that Vandul might have been provoked. Oh. There is that group on Vega 3, Selene, that does revenge raids into Vandul space. Really? I remember Wikifying Selene for a little bit a while ago, but totally forgot about revenge raid groups. But maybe we weren't quite done with the Wikification. Anyway, we have an article about Armitage, which is good already. Third planet of the Orion system, been abandoned since the 27th century. (27th century), when the Vandul revenge for Armitage, the descendants for their survivors. Since the century when the Vandul raided the planet. Now here we have the scorched earth thing. The ArcCorp issue, yes, I remember doing that. I was doing that with you, Ferko, and streaming it. The ArcCorp Jump magazine. We did quite a lot of... We wikified quite a lot of content from it. Summary. Plus info. Abandoned planets. We could even say Vandul influence, planets under Vandul influence, right? Not under Vandul. How do you say that? Planets of Vandul affiliation. Vandul affiliation. That's what the map says. Habitable planets. Habitable planets is another category, important category, habitable planets. The wiki should have a list of habitable planets, because that's not too many habitable planets. I've been browsing the star system or the star map, and like every fourth or fifth planet is habitable. Most of them are not. So we should definitely have a list of that. Okay, Orion system. What next? Orion system. Then we have Armitage planet. We have Armitage planet, and we have Dell Township water purification settlement. Okay, so there is Dell. We need an article about Dell. Is a township on Armitage. We don't have to tell in 27th century. 2681. In 2681. Vandals attacked they attacked the water purification settlement. Water purification settlement near Dell. Systematically killing all (638) inhabitants, except for John Phillips. Weeks later, read on Lumber. And Agent Vasquez assessed the incident Who did they send this to? And send a report to the authorities or what? authorities. I don't have a better word for them. Attacked and stealing random items except fortune pill. Okay. All right. Oh, this is a horrible thing that happened. Killing all the inhabitants in one village systematically. This has happened multiple times in the Second World War. One particularly known incident which the Czechs remember until today was such a raid of Lidice. Here, if you read this was a village. I don't know how many. 173 men, 153 women, and some children were pretty much killed. All the men were killed. The women were sent to concentration camps, and the children were sent to German families for being raised German. And the Nazis did that because the Czechs killed their the Nazi head of the Czech protectorate, the Czech parts of the Czechoslovakia was under German protectorate, and they killed a high officer. They made an attentate, or how do you say? And as a revenge, because traces led to this village, so the Germans said, okay, we will eradicate the whole village as if it never existed. All the houses were then destroyed, and nothing, absolutely nothing was left of the village. It was a very Czechs are very emotional about it until today, and there are multiple movies around about it. It was a horrible time then. So this is something different. This is something similar. Yes, you have a farmer village somewhere on the planet, and then the Vandal come and kill everybody. Kill everybody. Wow, horrible imagination. Okay, then references. Created. Attentat. Yeah, I forgot how you say attentat. Attentat is it's an assassination, isn't it? But attentat. I don't know what's the English word. Attentate. It's Esperanto. It's not English. What is? Translate. It is. Assassination. Okay, they use assassination. Okay, so yes, there was an assassination planned on German. Alright, we have a page here. We have a page. We need Lamer, Phillips and Vasquez. Although Vasquez, we don't have a given name. Ferko, that's what I got as well. It suggested Esperanto. No, it means assassination. But what's the origin actually? Attentat. It must be Latin origin, right? Esperanto is mostly Latin anyway. But oh god. What's the origin of Mid-Latin? Attentatum. The attempt to kill. It's not no real. Attent is that's cognate with the attempt, with the English word attempt. If you attempt something, and the assassination, the German and the Mid Latin was attentatum, like the attempt, but attempt in the sense attempt to kill. Okay. So that never occurred to me that this attentat is from attempt. And if you look at the etymology of attempt, from Latin ad and temptare, temptation. Temptation is the temptation. Temptare, ad temptare, attempt. Yeah, attentat. Okay, attentatum, that which has been attempted. Okay, ad temptare. Tempt. Temptare. Okay. Anyway, so we have that. This can be published. Hello, Dylan. Okay, John Phillips. Purification, settlement near Dell. on Armitage. Vandal attack from the 2681 Vandal attack. John Phillips is the only survivor from the 2681 Vandal attack of the water purification settlement near Dell on Armitage. That's overload that's information overload. We must compose it different. He's the only survivor from the was a farmer in the water purification settlement near Dell on Armitage in, you can say he was a human farmer in 2681. The Vandal attacked this settlement and killed everybody except John. Except Phillips. There was no newspaper reports about it, but I think we can copy this. Falco says, reminds me of how the letter Y is called Y, which seems to be the Greek origin now, and is also used in Portugal. Y, that's what the French call it, Y, and it means just the Greek I, like the Greek letter I, and well, in Greek it was in the ancient Greek it was distinct from the iota letter and other E or A like sounds of ancient Greek. And in French orthography it's the wa sound, like in royal you have this R-O and then Y, and it's this roi, royal, what they say. They have this thing. I have a call to answer. Just a second. It was a wrong number. Yeah. So Y, it's, but it's hard to tell what's the origin of Y. I think ultimately the origin of the letter Y is in the Phoenician alphabet, isn't it? you search for Y, Phoenician, yes, Phoenician alphabet, yeah. That's where all the Latin alphabet originates from the Phoenician. That's their alphabet here. That's the origins of our alphabet. The oldest direct ancestor of English letter Y was the Semitic letter Wow. Ah, okay. But they adopted it from Phoenicians. There's a consonant sound in English. Letter Yor. French is pronounced as I, as Wa, Royal. Yeah, that's this. Portuguese. Finnish and Albanian is pronounced as U. Estonian U, yes. What sound did it what sound did it have in the Phoenician alphabet? I'm wondering. Must have been the W. In Phoenician alphabet it had the W sound. And that would make sense because the Phoenician W becomes the Semitic wow sound. That's also W. Aramaic, Syriac, Arabic, and from Hebrew wow, it gets from there the Old English borrow it. So yeah, so originally in the Phoenician alphabet it was a W sound, W-like sound. And in Latin this becomes the V, because the Latin had this V sound. It was not labiodental, but it was like a approximant. It was more like W sound. W. Makes sense. All right. Vandal attacked the settlement and killed everybody except Phillips. What else is to be said about John Phillips? John Phillips is 38 years old. So he was born in, if he's 38 in 2681, 38? Is it 38 or 36? 38. So he must be born in this minus 36. 2645 roughly. Swampy Wilkinson says, "Hi Nagi, I rarely get to watch your live streams due to time zone differences. I'm glad I can catch this one before I go to work." Ah, hello Swampy. Good, good. If you're now heading to work, what time zone are you in? Is it like 7 a.m., 6 a.m. now? Or maybe you have late shift. Finnish accent is nice, says Ferku. You should check out Belanair on Twitch. He's a Finn and really rolls his that's what I like about Finnish. I enjoy watching Finnish movies by who's the guy? Was it, I think Aki Kaurismäki. He which I think they must be Finnish, or are they Estonian? No, they're Finnish movies, of course. And I like how they speak. Raha. Raha means money, doesn't it? At least in Estonian it means money. I don't know whether Finnish is too, whatever. Man killed everybody except Phillips. What else is to be said about Phillips? Estonians roll their R's well, but I tone it down for English. Not much more. Okay, let's close this one. RSI ID. Historical figures, farmers, publish. I was thinking about making a category of survivors of Vandal attacks, but there is not many survivors. Don't we have a page for human? Human farmer, however, it must be lowercase h, right? There is an Indian surname called Rahaman, which I always found a bit funny. Moneyman, Rahaman. Yeah, but of course, in Indian it's of different etymology. Money, it is only in in the Finno-Ugric etymology for the Finno-Ugric words, but in the end it will be Sanskrit or some Indo-European language where Raha must have meant something different. I don't know what. I don't know that much Indo-European to derive it. Raha. Whatever. Estonian girls get asked in the States. How is 12 months in Estonian? Yeah, that's a good one. We had that before, Falco, right? 12 months. Let me think. It must be cock tastes good, right? Cock tastes good. Cock tastes good. It's nice. So what else do we need? Who else do we need? Redon Lamer. Okay, let's do him. Who is this Redon Lamer? An agent of the advocacy, UE advocacy. Was an agent of the UE advocacy. Ordered to assess the Vandul attack incident on Armitage, Orion system, Orion. What did he do there? He sent some samples. He sent samples of scorched earth. To the labs for analysis. Sent samples of scorched earth to the labs for analysis. And shell casings and shell casings for hard ammo. To the advocacy agents with contacts in advocacy agents for analysis. That's all he did. His companion on this assessment mission was Vasquez. Okay, Vasquez discovered this small camera and stuff. Ferko says, every time I go into Star Citizen chat I get private messages from recruiters. Oh, really? What sort of organizations are recruiting? Maybe I should try that as well. I never get invited into organizations. Chat. Let's see. On this assessment mission there was Vasquez. RSID. This one. Oh, you went in to ask for the definition from SAIC. Ah, okay. They say, a smart guy, he knows some lore, we could use him. Invite him. It's not my personality, they just look at my pledge level. Oh, okay. What pledge level are you? If you care to disclose, at least for the chat. I mean, I can look it up in the forums anyway. Or I have an idea. His companion was Vasquez. References. Yes, anything? Yeah, I thought so, that you were on this. Do I have any invites already? Let me see. Where is the chat? No invites yet. No invites yet. Nobody saw me. Well, I'm not active in the chat, so maybe they don't pay attention to those inactive guys. Historical figures. Agents. That's about it, right? UEE advocacy, we don't have that. Is there no wiki page on advocacy? Or advocacy, advocacy, we have that. Okay, we have to just separate. Did Empire of Earth. You use Pigeon XMPP client, but in RSI chat they just click on my name and thinks, ooh, ships. Well, what if you have one ships and I don't know, bunch of skins? You could reach your level with that as well. With just one Aurora and a couple of skins. Not a couple, but quite a number of skins. Publishing this. Falco says, to be fair, there were forum complaints of scripts written to send new players recruiting messages automatically. Well, there is a whole recruitment forum, isn't there? You can profile yourself there, say that you're looking for a corp, or you can read the announcements of other corporations. Well, I'm not looking to join any corporation right now. I will join a corporation in the game when it's actually playable. And it's a slow chat right now, isn't it? Usually it goes past fast so that you can hardly read it. And now it's like nothing. Stehlik. Let's check. Okay, so we need Vasquez. Was an agent of UEE advocacy. He lived in the 27th century. He was sent with what was his name? Redon Lamer in 2681. He was sent to Redon Lamer to assess the incident. Well, the situation after the Vandul attack of water purification settlement near Dell, Armitage, on Armitage Orion Vasquez discovered a comlink camera which was operational during the attack. And revealed and provided a short glimpse of Vandul attacker. I'm sort of pro lamp for nostalgic reasons. Did you notice that the lamp was almost absent from the past cons? There was almost no lamp presence in Cologne, and in well, in Manchester there was one guy holding up a lamp. I can't tell for Manchester, but me and Babarix overlooked the fans and the crowds in Cologne and found that many of the organizations of the from before 2 years were gone. Like 2 years ago, Black Widow Company was very present. Then there were these lamp guys, then there was Imperium, but this year none of those. Black Widow Company nowhere. I mean, I met a Black Widow Company guy, the priest, the Wiki owner comes from Black Widow Company. He said, well, okay, we sort of still have our organization, but we just don't have any publicity anymore. We don't care for publicity. And then there were two organizations were very present in Cologne. That was the Test Squadron, and then there was another. What was their name? Some sort of a, not really pirates, but some shadowy characters. Cartel, the German, I think Cartel. Cartel was, but they are mostly German. Yeah, and not much more really. Not any. I mean, it was scattered around. Ferko says Imperium, Explore and Test seems the biggest now. They're just dormant, it seems. And Lamps, is Lamp still about? Still alive? 1500 strong at the moment. Okay. Well, I don't exactly know what Lamp does. In the end, I think I will play with guys who tends to be online at the same time as I am. That doesn't really matter what they do. Okay. Here we have it. Lamp is a loose association of mercenaries and privateers. Yeah, that's what they are called, but they are called this only to make the word lamp. There's another exploration organization which I was thinking of joining. One is Explore, but I think Zur is not the member. The maker of the star map is Zur. Is there a search for players? Can you search for players? Can you search for Zur? Why isn't there a unified search for forums and non-forums? Yet another galaxy map. There is Zur. Where is Zur? There's no Zur here. Star map by Zur. The hell, where is Zur? How do you find a user? You can't search for users. Why that? Anyway, there was one was, I think, Tabula Rasa. That was a small exploration group very early on, and Explore what you mentioned, Ferko. But my feeling from the Explore group that they are a bunch of wild teenagers. I don't know. Somehow doesn't speak to me, that group. Operational. Created. And there is this Colonial Movers, the logistics group. Then there is group for exploration and stuff. I don't know what I will join. Time will show. You cannot deny though, Star Citizen has a really nice looking website. Really? You find it nice? Well, it looks fancy, but it's unusable. Unusable. It's I don't like their UI, to be honest. I search for players in forum. How do you search for players in forum? Is that even possible? It's possible in every forum except Star Citizen. Where I can't find Zur here. Zur, here is Zur. That's the guy. What's he member of? He's the most valuable poster. Really? I didn't remember him being mentioned there, but where is his profile? What's his org? Why can't I see his profile? He's Mobiglass, okay. He's in the Mobiglass Corp. Okay, he changed his corp. He was previously he was member of something else. He's an MVP. Nice, nice, nice. Well, he did some great work with the interactive Star Citizen galactic map. I mean, hats off to him. His map was the best one around until this one came up, and I think still his map is still more informative than the current one, possibly. Yeah, look at that. Vendetta, Orion. But it's hard to find the sources. Like, what sources did he use to say that there is a number 33 star here? Or what sources did he use to conclude that there is Ophos? Yeah, that's where I'm missing the value. I mean, it's great work, but either you trust him or you don't. You can't just verify this. You can't verify it easily, except you do the research all over yourself again. So I find it a nice fan work, but it's of questionable. I mean, nobody can verify his work. Questionable trustworthiness. There is the art piece. Give me the link here. That's the that's the link. I sniffed it out. Hey, here we have the whole picture. Finally, the not distorted version. The not distorted version of the Tears of Fire. Got you at last. Got you at last. So what is this? Agents, historical figures, agents, publish, Tears of Fire. Tears of Fire. Okay, we should upload this picture. Save. Upload this picture. Source. Paintings. Would you say, is it true that capital ships can be controlled through waypoints only? I haven't heard that. Why should they? No, I don't believe that. Capital ships must have some means of direct control. It will not be like Eve, where you will need waypoints to move the ship. It will be just like any other ship, maybe, but possibly divided between multiple players. Maybe a single player won't really be able to move the ship alone. He will need at least some NPCs or other players, but you will be able to freely fly the ship. Haven't heard anything else. That's what they always told us. Fergus says, for example, Stanton is not near Sol anymore, he says, so Zur's map is not accurate anymore. Yes, Zur did the map, he cared for the map along, and he invested quite a huge amount of time into the map to keep it up to date, and really well cared quite well, except he didn't quote his sources. But then they said, okay, through the leak of the YouTube video, so much has been revealed about our map, much more than we anticipated and expected people to reveal, and of course pretty much is hidden in the lore, that they decided to rearrange some systems a little bit, thus making all the fan work maps out of date. And before I invest another 2 weeks into another map, I just say, okay, whatever, do what you want. And they changed all the hidden systems. Yeah, as far as their lore is still up to date, I hope that the lore we are here wikifying, which of course mentions and describes vast part of the map and jump points and stuff. I hope that even that they moved Stanton, that Stanton still has at least those jump points which they mention in lore about Stanton. Because I'm going to base my wiki articles on the lore about my wiki articles around Stanton will be based on the lore, and I hope that the lore is still okay for the current version of the map. I don't really know why they did that. It's completely unnecessary. Completely unnecessary. They should be happy that the people care so much about maps. That actually should show them, hey guys, we need a map. That there was indeed great need for maps at that time, before Zur and me created our maps. And there was no map, not until today. After 3 years, they finally released some sort of a usable map. So whatever. I mean, it's good that we have people like Zur. It's good that we have map, official map. That map which they released on YouTube video early on, which was the base for Zur's and my map, did not have these different levels of jump points. We couldn't really tell which jump points are for big, medium and small ships. If you look at the map where big ships can move, it is not much. Well, they can reach almost every system. But it's quite away from Kronos to trees. As for every ship. From Ryla to Horus, it's quite the run with the big ship. So where is Stanton? Here is Stanton. Yeah, okay. Cabal system, Garon's Cabal system. Well, it's nice. I wonder whether there are any pockets. Doesn't look like it. Well, Brano is certainly a sort of a dead end. Gliese is a dead end. Tal, for now. There's only 3 dead ends. Gliese, Brano and Tal. And Cabal. Cabal. Okay, Cabal is another one. Brano, Tal, Gliese, Cabal. What's with this Oretani system? Not habitable. Large non-oxygen ocean world. Not habitable. Oretani 1 has been listed as a dwarf planet. Not habitable. Surveyors had been in the process of analyzing this ice world potential terraforming candidate. Not habitable. A thick, expensive atmosphere in this gas dwarf had not been thoroughly examined. So that's something for explorers. A large churning ball of hydrogen and helium. Not habitable. Nothing is habitable in here, in Oretani. Nobody knows how to get here. And it's a UEE. It's a UEE affiliated system. Strange. Strange, strange, strange. If you look at Terra with its 7 jump points, compare that with Nexus, which is called Nexus as the big junction of jump points. Well, Nexus has 4 large jump points, but Baker has 5 large jump points. Terra's got only 3. Baker is the system with the most large jump points. Then comes Banshee. Banshee, Nexus. Hadrian has 5 as well. Baker and Hadrian have 5. Those are the true nexuses of traffic, it seems. Well, Hadrian certainly is. If you are traveling from north to south with a big ship, you're mostly going through Hadrian. Wow, Hadrian must be a rich system. It's the only known way between north and south for big ships. And from east to west, you must go across Nyx or across, well, either Terra, Idris, well, it depends. It's hard to tell. But Hadrian's system. This is a huge star. Not habitable, Hadrian 1, gas planet, rocky core. How about Hadrian 2? Gas giant, featureless, globe. Hadrian flotilla, man-made. On the Lagrange point of Hadrian II, there is a mini-mall cluster of former military stations that have been converted into a massive bazaar. Some newer trade stations have opened in recent years. So this is how they use Lagrange points. Lagrange point of Hadrian II, Hadrian Gurzil, Hadrian Pyro jump point, and Hadrian III. Not habitable, nicknamed the Watcher, thanks to the large dark spot in the planet's otherwise pale color. It's a massive ice giant on the fringe of the system. Well, Hadrian. Almost no economy. There's a little economy here. On Hadrian II there seem to be that some economy? Yes, it is some economy. What happens on Hadrian II? Why is there a small amount of economy on Hadrian II? That's a mystery to me. But most economy is this bazaar. It's between the jump point to Terra, Castra, Gurzil, Oya. Yeah, it's pretty much between the jump points. Hadrian II and Hadrian I also has some sort of economy. Really small amount. M-sized giant. Well, nice. This map, you could browse it for hours. Of course, it's great. Fergus says currently there is not Sol Vega connection, but that may just mean it is to be discovered. Yes. Definitely, it will definitely be discovered. Sol Vega would be a great discovery. Because look how far you have to go with the big ships between Sol and Vega. Your only option to get from Sol to Vega is Davian, Kilian, Ellis, Magnus, Stenton, Terra, Kiel, Castra, Nix, Bremen. It will take ages. And even for the small ships, for the medium ship like Freelancer or Constellation, it's pretty much the same system. You can take a shortcut from Stanton through Pyro and Nix. And the smallest ships can take yet another shortcut, Sol, Devian, Kano, Pyro. But still, Sol Vega. Whew. That's going to be a expensive jump point. The guy who finds it can sell it for millions of bucks. If it will be a large ship jump point. And Vega, look, I will have 5 jump points then. The traveling salesman problem seems to be very relevant here. Yes. Well, it's exciting times. Guys, it is getting late. We have no. I still have to include this picture in Tears of Fire. That's it. And I'll call it a day. We have done a lot. I think I have got like 100 edits today, which is awful big amount. Most of them new articles. Not most of them, but a great deal of them new articles. I'll probably stream again tomorrow. What to expect tomorrow? So we have Wikifying the Vandul attack, and it seems that we will deal with another attack in Nottingham. Yeah, Vandul attack lasted 27 minutes. Nottingham. If we search for Nottingham. We don't find anything. Because Nottingham is a city, probably. No, borough. Not in Nottingham doesn't mean that happens to Nottingham. Huh? Where is borough? Isn't there a system called Nottingham? I thought there was one. Strange, maybe they removed it. Or it never was there in the first place. Well, anyway, we'll deal with this news article. And then we have the period where it's getting the mess era is going to end. People are going to revolt. That should be the program for tomorrow, which means yes, we only did the year 2681 in this stream. Thanks for watching. See you tomorrow.